Rich, tell me about this new feature with the artist playlist. How important is this social aspect becoming to the music business?
Hey Maggie, last week's launch is a really important development for Shazam. For the first time, our hundreds of millions of users around the world can follow artists and see what those artists are Shazamming. And we've found that artists are truly the biggest fans and discover all kinds of amazing music and now have a way to share that with their fans. And the social aspects are incredibly important. The 30 artists that we launched with, including Pitbull and Jason Derulo and Coldplay and others, have over 600 million followers on Shazam already. And so an incredible network already exists there, and we're adding more artists every day.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, but there's also downfall if you get it wrong. You know, for all of the reviews of Apple Music, and a lot of people are sort of pleasantly surprised, the one area of weakness people are pointing out is saying the social. A lot of people feel like the artists are present on the launch of these things, but then aren't really engaging. Is that something you thought about? Are you worried about that?
Well, we think a lot about that. The good news for Shazam is that artists are truly music fans, and most of them really use Shazam already. And now we've made it where it's incredibly easy for them to share what they're discovering through Shazam with their fans. And Shazam is really Switzerland in the music world, in that we're integrated with Apple Music, we're integrated with Rdio and Spotify and Deezer and Google Play and Amazon. And so our users can identify music, discover music, and then listen to it wherever they want.
I like that you say you're Switzerland, and I will agree with that because you're also expensive in some people's mind. You've got this $billion valuation. Which road would you prefer Shazam head down? A lot of people are wondering if you're going to be acquired, if you're going to IPO and try to remain standalone. How do you see this playing out? And talk to me about time frame.
Sure. Well, Shazam has a special place as one of the most popular apps in the world. Hundreds of millions of users, Shazamming over 20 million times per day. And we're building to have a standalone company. And we have multiple revenue streams. Advertising is now our largest revenue stream, so more users spending more time, and a lot of dollars are flowing to mobile advertising, and we're an entirely mobile experience. And so we're building to be a standalone company, but of course there are several companies where a partnership or acquisition could make sense, and you know, we'll be open-minded about that as we go forward.
Yeah, you can never shut the door, I suppose. You know, this new feature teams up with artists, but you also had a deal with Disney, with Tomorrowland. Is that an area that you're going to explore more? Is that helping feed into some of the revenue stream?
Absolutely. So Shazam uniquely connects the real world to people's smart devices, and we do that tens of millions of times a day. And so we've been both extending the connections we can make, so we can connect people to TV, to cinema, and now to printed things. And you mentioned our visual launch, where we launched with Disney and Target and others, the major magazine publishers, so that you can wave Shazam over a print ad, for example, and be taken to the movie trailer or purchase right there, or many other use cases. So we're continuing to add to things we can connect to, and then go deeper with those connections, as evidenced by this launch where you can follow artists.
Yeah. You know, Rich, I know people will continue to worry about that valuation, but my anecdotal story is that my kids use it as a verb. So you always know that you're on the right track when Shazamming something has gone into their everyday dialogue. Always great to catch up with you. Rich Riley, thank you so much for being with us. Come back again soon.
Thanks for having me.